Hello again. Glad to see you back. This week I've chosen to introduce you to a couple friends of mine. This is Chili, and this over here is Scarlet. Chili is a black Swedish duck, and Scarlet is a cayuga.
Got a new way to flow for ordinary Joe. You know.
Chili here is a black Swedish duck, and Scarlet over here, she's a cayuga. And both these little ladies are just over 7 months old. They have been together, they have not been apart from each other since they're 2 days old, and they have formed a bond, and you can tell. Some of the most oddest and interesting things is cayuga ducks aren't even supposed to have white feathers. And these ladies have been so close, they're actually growing colors. Just like Chili here, she's a black Swedish duck, and she's not supposed to have these blues and these purples and these greens. And they form such a close bond, and you can see it in the way they act and the way they behave. They protect each other. Just recently, unfortunately, Scarlet, she damaged her leg right here. And what's good to see is that, you know, Scarlet comes to and actually tries to protect her. She brings her food and she makes sure she's okay. And we've been walking her on it a little bit, but as you can see, she's still trying to keep her weight off of it. And one of the cool things is in the morning, when Scarlet doesn't recognize us to protect Chili, she'll actually point her bill at us like a weapon and charge at us. And, you know, and then she realizes we're family. And if you notice the way they look, she just tilted her head out to look at the moon. One of the things I've noticed is that these ducks are a lot more intelligent than you'd originally assume. I've noticed using very strategic and calculative processes trying to escape or even just use food. They work together sometimes. They're very well at planning and extremely intelligent. Here are cool little facts that I've found out since I've had these ducks. One of the things that really blew me away is the fact that they have 3 different eyelids. They have one both on the top and the bottoms, but they also have a third one that goes sideways that protects them from either water or sunlight. Camels are the only other species that actually have the third eyelid to protect them from the sand in the desert. So if you see a duck's eye look weird, don't flip out like I did and assume that they're some sort of alien zombie ducks. It's actually just a normal trait that ducks have evolved over the years. Another thing I noticed that I never knew before I owned some ducks is that they actually have teeth. I always thought that ducks just had bills and that's how they ate, but they actually have very small serrated teeth around the outer edges of their bills. And this way they eat like an alligator. They actually clamp down on their food and then shake their heads vigorously until the excess falls out. Some of their favorite snacks involve lettuce and fresh greens, corn. You know, they're actually quite healthy. They love peaches and fruit. And one of the things is also ducks notice the difference between if they eat out of a human's hand or eat out of a bowl, they will use a lot less pressure. They're completely conscious and aware of the fact that they could hurt us if they bite us. And another thing is ducks are actually waterproof. They have a gland in the back here that secretes a hydrophobic oil that protects their feathers, the outer layer, from absorbing any kind of moisture whatsoever. So underneath all these feathers, they're completely warm and dry. And in their feet, they have absolutely no blood vessels or nerve endings. Chili and Scarlet here, they're actually genetically bred to be domesticated ducks, which means that they changed the genes when they were embryos to make them just a little bit quieter, or supposed to be a little bit quieter, and so they can only fly. They can fly, but only a few feet. And they're supposed to be, you know, they're a lot easier to feed. You can pick up their food at the local pet store. They're easier to take care of. Basically, one of the most important things we have to watch out for is hawks, and so we make sure to put nets around the yard to make sure they have covered areas so they don't get attacked by either hawks or coyotes. We also have a good fenced-in area. So these guys, they might be messy, they might be sloppy, they might take a lot of work, a lot of energy, and a lot of love, but they have definitely become part of my family, and I love both of them, and I'm glad I got to have an experience with owning ducks. Every day I love to come home to my little pond and just relax with my ducks.